Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is testifying on Capitol Hill today.
The Republican-led House subcommittee is holding a hearing on what it's calling, quote, the weaponization of the federal government. Members accuse the government of, quote, censoring Americans. RFK Jr.'s testimony is surrounding his claims that he was censored on social media by the federal government. Let's listen to a clip from his testimony.
And the First Amendment was not written for easy speech. It was written for the speech that nobody likes you for. And I was censored not just by the Democratic administration, I was censored by the Trump administration.
Nikole Killion is there on Capitol Hill following this for us. And Nikole, I know you've been in contact with congressional members there as this has all been unfolding. What's jumping out about his testimony?
Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. continues to vociferously defend himself and his comments, suggesting that he has been misconstrued and misrepresented, misunderstood. And as you heard in those comments, he believes that he has been censored not just by the Trump administration, but by the Biden administration, and argued for the right and importance of free speech. Of course, this comes just days after he made a very controversial remark suggesting that COVID was engineered as a bioweapon to ethnically target, Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people, that they were spared from the virus, whereas African Americans and whites were not. And he claims that he made those comments. He was pressed multiple times by lawmakers on those remarks. He continued to claim that he was being misrepresented and misunderstood, that he was citing studies related to those remarks, but many Democrats in particular weren't buying that. And so, there were a lot of back and forth exchanges, particularly with Democratic lawmakers like Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz over that. In fact, she is one of several members who actually wanted Kennedy to be disinvited from this hearing. And Kennedy did bring that up, saying that, he felt that he was being censored by members of his own party, by, these Democratic lawmakers trying to get him removed from this panel. And they did make attempts, even during the hearing, to try to go into executive session to prevent Kennedy from testifying further. So it has been a very heated. Many Republicans have, come to Kennedy's defense, not necessarily for his remarks, but just for giving him an opportunity to at least tell his side of the story, if you will.
So, Nikole, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. makes these remarks that at best are false. At worst, they've been called anti-Semitic and racist. But now he's here talking before House Republicans. What are they hoping to gain from this testimony in particular?
Well, this hearing is really focused around the issues of censorship, particularly what Republicans believe is the federal government's role in censorship when it comes to social media. So there are other witnesses that are testifying here besides Kennedy. For instance, they have the reporter who broke the story in conservative media about Hunter Biden's laptop, and they claim that that was a story that was not only suppressed but barred from being shared on social media. So they heard testimony from that reporter, as well as from D. John Sauer, who is a special assistant attorney general in Louisiana, related to a separate case involving the Biden administration and social media. So that being said, this is part of a broader conversation, but obviously a lot of the attention has been on Kennedy because of his name and because of his comments.
And it's always interesting watching these hearings because Democrats and Republicans are given time to ask questions, and sometimes it's as if they're in completely different worlds. They frame the issues in front of Americans very differently. How then are Democrats responding to what's happening in there?
Well, it's interesting. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was asked about this hearing today, and he said that it was a clown show. And, many Democrats feel that, particularly in the case of Robert Kennedy, that he should not be given this platform, given the comments he made not only earlier in the week, but previous comments that he has made that have been controversial with respect to vaccines, with respect to, in their view, they believe he's made other anti-Semitic remarks. So that being said, this is not the hearing the Democrats want to have, which is why they continue to challenge him in this hearing, although he continues to push back.
All right, Nikole Killion, we know you'll continue to listen in. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet.